Welcome to your full moon in Virgo reading for March 6, 2023. Full moons close out cycles, and you are closing out a cycle with the theme of the world. So, this is like a big graduation card. It is definitely stating that it is the end of a cycle, the beginning of something new, and you're sort of in this protective spiritual box while you finish up the little things, the small details. Um, you know, once the auditorium is empty, you have to go and pick up, sweep the floor, pick up pamphlets, whatever. Whatever is the little things that you need to do before, it's over and you begin something new. This could be travel, thoughts of travel, travel plans, actually traveling. It can also be the larger things happening out in the world, not just your world, but the bigger world, and events that take place out there as well that could have an effect on your inner world, your personal world. Okay? Let's see what's happening. So, one of the things that are being closed out is the Star card. This is inspiration and hope for the future. It is something that we are looking towards in the long run, something we're working towards in the long run. It could be information that we're seeking. It can be, it's big, it's major arcana, so it's something that's happening on an internal level. But it's also for me a card of, what is available to one is available to everyone. Because it's associated with Aquarius, for me it has a lot to do with information. The dispersing of information, the collecting of information, that kind of energy. But it's something that beckons you on and keeps you moving forward, right? And this is the moving on card. So you could be moving on from, right, the world, something that is ending, something that's coming to a close, and moving on to something else. And what this does is it actually calms your emotions down and possibly brings your thoughts back into balance, right? I feel like there is definitely something in the future that is beckoning you on and helps you to leave anything that didn't work out for you, because it comes from the Five of Swords, right? And the Five of Swords is a difficult no-win situation. And it seems to me like you can move on from that now and move to calmer emotional waters and mental. But you're taking those lessons with you, and that's a good thing, right? You're not just saying, it didn't work, I'm leaving it behind. It's okay, let me balance what has happened prior, meaning that you take it with you. You understand it, so it doesn't happen again, hopefully, right? Okay, this is you. Well, there's your Five of Swords. There's your Five of Swords. That's the no-win situation. That is understanding the impact of what you say. And because it's the swords, it's a very mental energy. It could have been a small victory for you. It didn't have to be, but it could have been, because I say it's a no-win situation. And it's a no-win situation because everybody involved was hurt in some way, right? In some way. And so, even if you came out a little bit triumphant, it wasn't a full victory. And it's very possible that you had to, it's kind of like live by the sword, die by the sword kind of thing. It comes back to you. So, when you say something negative or hurtful, or you are over egocentric, that will come back to you in harsh ways. And the Five of Swords is actually saying to calm or to quell any dramas that are playing out in your life. Pull back on the ego, right? Don't come in ego full blazing. That will only make matters worse. So you're dealing with the Five of Swords. You could be, this could have, you could have been impacted by somebody's harsh words, or you could be the person who said a few harsh things that now you have to kind of deal with, right? King of Cups. Well, this is you or somebody you're dealing with, but even if it is somebody you're dealing with, it's a reflection of you. It's a part of your reflection that you project onto other people. And so the King of Cups is somebody who needs to master their emotion, or is in the midst of mastering their emotions. That's their big kind of task in this life. This is my Cancer card. It is finding emotional stability in stormy waters, right? In stormy emotions. He's the calm in the storm. And so hopefully you have pulled back on egoic energies and you can find the calm in the storm with this. Now, this can be somebody who you're dealing with, but for me, the calm itself is how you're behaving as a result of this. So in that sense, also, the King of Cups is somebody who has a hard outer shell that protects all of his mushy inner emotions. And so you could even sort of be building a bit of a shell around yourself if you're not careful. I'm going to pull one more. Well, I'm going to do it anyway, but I'll do it now because that's what I feel like doing. You have another person. You have Page of Pentacles. So you have earth and water, which creates mud. Now, mud is a great building element, right? You can build them out of clay, mud, whatever. The Page of Pentacles is somebody who has just learned something, right? Just came out of a study and they're ready to show the world what they have. So it's very possible this was a big, big learning curve for you, big learning experience. And you've learned from it, especially with the King of Cups. This is a master of emotion, right? And so you could be teaching people what you've learned. You yourself, because it's the page, right, could just be digesting that information right now. Because you have the World card, you're still in that protective spiritual bubble. So you're not quite ready to move on, but that's what these 2 weeks are about with the full moon. 2 to 4 weeks. So the Page of Pentacles, which is my Capricorn card, if I didn't say that already, is the student card. So you're either teaching or learning, or you will teach it, as things move on. Whatever it is you're doing, you're an example, right? People learn by example best, as far as I'm concerned. All right, let's move on here. We'll get more clarification as we go. The Page of Capricorn, right? So this is my Capricorn card, and Capricorn is often depicted by the Devil card. And the Devil card, what he does is he lets you see what it is that you're attached to so that you can let it go. The things that aren't good for you, right? If attachment is suffering, then this is showing you what you are attached to so you can let it go. And you can be doing that because you've learned it and helping other people with that as well. With the Page of Pentacles. So you have the Hanged Man. This has come up in about 3 or 4 of the readings prior, and I've only done, well, you're my 5th, so it could have been in every one of them. But this is kind of waiting things are not in your hands at the moment, and that can be this shift of cycles that's happening, right? So we're kind of in the midst of the shift, and nothing is settled, nothing is grounded yet, because shifting sands, right? There's no solidity there. The Hanged Man is saying that you are being given this opportunity, this time to see things from another perspective and to study it and understand it from different perspectives. That gives you insight, it gives you clarity, and it helps you to understand. And once you do, then things start moving again. And that's that protective spiritual box, right? Those are the things that you get to clean up before you move on to the next cycle. And understand it so you don't bring it into the next cycle, so you don't have to listen or learn from it in as difficult a manner, right, when the cycle returns, because the cycles always come back. That's why they're cycles. You have the Moon card with that. Okay, so the Moon card is telling me that you have some emotional stuff to clear up here. The Moon is about insecurities. It's associated with Pisces, so there's a very nebulous kind of energy with it, right? We don't see things clearly. Things are a little bit weird. Things are a little bit like you can't quite put your finger on it. You can't quite understand it on a mental level, but you can feel it intuitively and emotionally, right? And that's your sense that you can rely on here. And maybe that's the thing that you need to switch. Maybe that's the different thing that you need to understand, is how to understand it not with your mental faculty, not with the ego, right? That's kind of your mental faculty. But to understand it intuitively and emotionally. It's a card of bringing your fears up and looking at them so that you can dispel them, so that they're no longer fears. Okay, so you have the Hierophant card here. This can be big organizations that you were dealing with that you could be moving on from. It's authority, and it's asking permission, red tape, that kind of energy. So you could be dealing with big organizations, small organizations, but organizations, paperwork, red tape, etc. Okay. This is cutting something off in favor of something else, and trying to restore your peace of mind. Seeing things from two sides, making it a little bit more difficult to make a decision because you can see both sides of the coin, right? But once you do make that decision, then peace of mind is restored. And this is about authority, yeah. It's about authority, yours and other people's authority, creating rules and laws, and the Emperor can reign with an iron fist, or he can make rules for the good of everyone involved. And I think that's one of the things that you're dealing with here with the Hanged Man. Okay? How do you show your authority? It's a big one. That's a big one, Leo. Especially if you are in a position of authority. Okay? All right, what does Spirit want you to know? You have the Strength card, which is your card. It's a Leo card. It's self-mastery. Very good. Very, very good. So it looks like everybody is moving towards that in the Leo field anyway, right? Understanding how to be a proper leader. Healing on an internal level. Self-control, discipline, right? Releasing some insecurities or weaknesses, and replenishing your reserves. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. I will return in 2 weeks with a new moon reading. I'm doing dailies, and I also have the journaling with the archetypes video out. Doesn't have a lot of views, but it's good, and anybody who does engage with it, you know, will. I'm not worried about it. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.